我们还会要求供应商提供一些某些危险物质的一个含量的测试报告，那需要第三方的实验室去测试的一种报告。那么有了这些在前期采购阶段的这么一个功夫以后呢，我们还要有一个就是说生产过程中，当然这个
used as a screening tool to help the manufacturers and the supply chains to comply with the reasonable testing program based on the new CPSIA guidelines. What we'll be talking to you today about is we'll first be covering the idea that the CPSC has acknowledged portable XRF as a reasonable testing program. I'll go through some of the technology about what XRF is and how it can be implemented into your manufacturing lines. We'll also be going through some of the screening methodology that we've seen with some of our customers using. And I'll finish up the presentation talking about how it can be used for supply chain management. And this is a big part of how XRF screening can be used to help you manage your supply chains. So what is portable XRF? Portable XRF is an analysis tool that can be used, that can be taken to the location. It can be used on a variety of materials. Easy to use. It can be used on a wide range of materials. And we've also developed a mix an X-ray into the material. There's a detector which will detect the level of energy that's coming out of the material. And finally, there's a software that is running algorithms which will analyze the energy and determine what components, what chemical composition the material is, and it will give you a rough quantitative value for what is inside the material. This technology has been around for quite a while. It's well developed. Meeting the standards and being certified by a testing lab. For lead content testing, one solution would be to hire a qualified, trained person who can quickly screen all of your raw material and finished products with a handheld device called an X-ray fluorescence machine. So there are really two methods for coming up with a reasonable testing program. The first method that I'm discussing today is the XRF screening part. And the screening, if implemented correctly, a reasonable idea of whether the material has lead or does not have lead. And if there's a question about how much lead is in it, whether that is meeting your customer's specification, then clearly it should still go to the laboratory. So the laboratory will still be providing the third-party test certificate. But the idea of XRF screening is that it can be used all the way up your supply chain. The instrument is portable, so quite a few of our customers are using it to take it around to different factories that they have in China, and even to visit parts of their may not have the lead content, and those can be mixed into the same lot. What we're showing on this slide is a example of a screening methodology that we have seen companies implement with the portable XRF. And in this case, the products will be coming in and will be analyzed in an incoming QA. And the portable XRF will go through and they will develop a sampling rate of the material coming in. And if it passes, if there's no lead content, then the material will be toy. what it will do is it will give you a rough idea. If there is lead, it will pick up the lead. If there's a lot of lead, it will tell you that there's a high level of ppm, and you'll know that there's an issue. And based on that information, you can determine what to do next. Probably would be to dismantle the toy and send it to a third-party laboratory for getting more precise results. What we're also seeing with our customers is that they're putting it up the supply chain into the raw materials and checking raw materials such as the rubber for the sole of shoes. And that would be an ongoing incoming QA that the company could implement a procedure and use this as materials are coming in from their supply chain to verify that these materials by a non-scientist, by an operator, it will give you a pass-fail result on the screen, which we set action levels, which you can change based on what your customers are asking for. They're a lot easier to use than the older systems were. There's very little manual kind of spectral analysis that anybody needs to do. You will get data that you can use immediately. They're relatively low cost. The portability factor is a big part of it, which allows you to take it around to different factories, different supply chains, and do the analysis on site for different materials. That's the conclusion of my presentation. What I would ask is we've got a lot of information on our website. If you have questions on the technology, also please see me maybe after the seminar.
Innov-X XRF capable of testing the 4 heavy metals under the toxics in packaging legislation of numerous U.S. states. Can your XRF test for BFR chemicals?
I would ask which specific chemicals that would be. That would be the heavy metals.
The heavy metals.
The heavy metals we do inspect. We can analyze. These systems can come calibrated for a wide range of elements, and it can be factory calibrated.